Mswatu ingosi thula akayithathe akahambe nayo akayithathe yedenza bakhe wone akayithathe
Good afternoon. The time is 2 p.m. You're watching another edition of Market View ERS Text Talk right here on Eswatini TV, brought to you in partnership with the Eswatini Revenue Service. I am Notile Sitole, glad to have you on the program. As technology continues to transform the way we live, the way we work and do business, institutions around the world are also embracing digital solutions to make services more efficient, more transparent, and certainly more accessible. And the Eswatini Revenue Service is no exception. Today, we discuss a digital transformation changing the way businesses issue invoices and comply with tax obligations. The ERS e-invoicing system, aka fiscalization, is designed to modernize business transactions, simplify tax compliance, and enhance service delivery through the use of digital technology. In our sit down with the ERS, we will explore what fiscalization is, how it will operate, and what you can expect over the course of its implementation. But first, our business news. And moving on to our business stories, First National Bank, Eswatini and the FNB Foundation have handed over a sponsorship package of over 1.6 million emalangeni to 7 organizations as well as 12 public schools. FNB Eswatini's Chief Executive Officer Thokozani Dlamini says the sponsorships contribute to disaster response efforts, support the education of children and young people, and SME development, among others. The event was held at the First National Bank headquarters in Eswatini.
I am honored to announce a 1 million contribution from the FNB Eswatini Foundation to support the rehabilitation of a 6-classroom block at St. Paul's Primary School in Manzini. I am also further pleased to announce a 304,080 emalangeni sponsorship towards the Enactus Girls in STEM Employability Program. I am also pleased to announce a 180,000 emalangeni sponsorship towards the MTN Foundation's Adopt a School campaign. We are pleased to join hands with the MTN Foundation in this important endeavor to bring sustainable help to schools across the country. To support women SMEs in agriculture and as part of our shared prosperity drive, FNB Eswatini is contributing 52,250 emalangeni towards Women in Trade and Development, WITAD. This support will go towards WITAD's nurturing bankable and climate-smart women's agribusinesses in rural Eswatini project. Towards the University of Eswatini, FNB Eswatini is presenting 43,643 to go towards the procurement of sports kits to be used by the university's teams in both local and international tournaments. We are also pleased to announce a 30,000 emalangeni sponsorship which went towards the 2026 Eswatini Spelling Bee competition aimed at promoting literacy, academic excellence, and confidence among learners. I'm also excited to announce a 30,000 emalangeni sponsorship to Eswatini National Provident Fund towards the 2026 Imbube Marathon. Lastly, I am pleased to announce that in partnership with our partners Buy and Save Spa, we are handing over school shoes worth 52,950 emalangeni to benefit 356 underprivileged children across 12 schools.
Some of the different entities that were given the support have expressed sincere gratitude to the bank and its foundation.
Today's handover is another milestone in a deep, multifaceted relationship between UNESWA and First National Bank. FNB has consistently proven to be a dependable institutional partner.
We deeply appreciate the 1 million contribution from the FNB Eswatini Foundation towards rehabilitating a 6-classroom block at St. Paul's Primary School in Manzini.
One should maybe start by thanking FNB for this noble initiative, for taking a leading role in making sure that those students who are without shoes have one like others do.
On behalf of Enactors Eswatini, I want to say our profound thank you to FNB Eswatini and the FNB Foundation for supporting this initiative for girls in STEM employability program.
To us as MTN Foundation, this partnership demonstrates the power of collaboration.
The women will be really excited to get on board on this program because they have been running the businesses and not earning much profit.
As we count down to the 8th edition of the Impume Marathon on the 17th of October, siyabonga ukuthi FNB has been with us for 6 of the past 7 editions.
I will like to say thank you to FNB. This has been such an amazing sponsorship. Eswatini Spelling Bee started in the year of 2024.
The Chief Executive Officer, Thokozani Dlamini, also unveiled the new FNB Eswatini Foundation logo, stating that it has been designed to visually express the role of the foundation as a structured, trusted and impactful vehicle for delivering meaningful social change. Reporting, Nelson Langamandla, Vuminko Sinzinisa, Ezulwini.
Eswatini recorded a preliminary merchandise trade balance deficit, exports less than imports of 397.69 million emalangeni in June of 2026, with merchandise exports of 3.40 billion and imports of 3.8 billion emalangeni, inclusive of trade with Southern African Customs Union, SACU countries, which are Botswana, Lesotho, Namibia, and South Africa. The fiscal year to date, April to June 2026, preliminary merchandise trade deficit was 8.13.46 million emalangeni in June of 2026, an increase from the cumulative trade deficit of 747.44 million emalangeni recorded in the same period the previous year. This can be attributed to cumulative merchandise exports of 10.66 billion emalangeni and imports of 11.47 billion emalangeni. This is according to the merchandise trade report for June by the Eswatini Revenue Service. On a year-on-year basis, merchandise exports increased by 138.56 million emalangeni to 3.40 billion emalangeni in June of 2026 compared to 3.27 billion emalangeni in June of 2025, while merchandise imports increased by 277.33 million emalangeni to 3.80 billion emalangeni compared to 3.53 billion emalangeni in the same month the previous year. The increase in merchandise exports can be attributed to higher exports of chemical products and undenatured ethanol alcohol. Meanwhile, the year-on-year increase in merchandise imports in June of 2026 was due to higher imports of petrol and diesel. Compared to other world zones, Africa is Eswatini's key trade zone, accounting for 94.71% and equivalent to 3.22 billion emalangeni of total merchandise exports and 69.83%, accounting to 2.66 billion emalangeni of total merchandise imports in June of 2026. Right, that is our business update this afternoon. We just heard a story there from the FNB. Remember, FNB Eswatini is one of the companies that were awarded at the ERS Client Appreciation Day for being at least the best tax-paying entity in Eswatini large category. This is Market View ERS Text Talk. The show continues after this.
merchant retailers, importers, clearing agents, and customs brokers. All television sets and decoders entering the Kingdom of Eswatini now require mandatory ESTVA authorization before customs clearance. No clearance without valid ESTVA import permit. Don't risk delays at the border. Submit your application 24 to 48 hours before your shipment arrives. We process complete applications in just 1 to 2 working days. Our QR-coded permits make the verification quick and easy. Always double-check your HS codes and quantities for smooth compliance. The process is simple. Step 1. Submit your completed application form. Annex A with product line items for TVs, decoders, and commercial invoice. Step 2. Eswatini TV reviews and approves. Step 3. Make payment and complete verification. Step 4. Receive your permit. Step 5. Clear customs smoothly at the border. Make sure you have all your required documents, a completed application form, Annex A detailing your product line items, commercial invoice, valid TV retailer license, and letter of authority if applicable. Our permits feature QR codes for easy border verification. For assistance, email us at license@eswatinitv.co.za or call our help desk. Apply before your shipment arrives. Ensure compliance and avoid delays. Remember, all TV sets and decoders entering the Kingdom of Eswatini must have a valid ESTVA import permit. Thank you. Act now.
Welcome back. You're still watching Market View ERS Text Talk, and the subject of discussion today is a significant digital transformation initiative by the Eswatini Revenue Service. The ERS e-invoicing system, also known as fiscalization. This new system is designed to modernize invoicing, simplify compliance for businesses, and strengthen transparency in the country's tax administration. Joining me to unpack this initiative are Ndobeko Manana, Director, Marketing and Communications, and Sipesihle Nhlabatsi, Project Partner, both from the ERS. Ladies, good afternoon. Thank you very much for coming through. Ndobeko, I'll start with you. What is this new ERS system really, and does it work as an app or does it work as a website? Fill us in.
Good afternoon, Notsile, and good afternoon to our viewers at home. So the e-invoicing system is a digital platform that we've introduced that will allow businesses to record their transactions, digitally secure those transactions, and then transmit that information to the ERS in real or near time. The system supports a variety of transactions, so whether it's business to business to government, and business to the consumer, we're able to record those transactions. It's also been designed to work across a variety of different sectors and systems, so it can work in retail stores, wholesalers, supermarkets, e-commerce businesses. It can also use point-of-sale systems, enterprise resource planning systems, kiosks, vending machines, and even mobile devices. And then speaking to the question that you had posed, businesses will be able to use these specialized fiscal devices. They'll also be able to use it via mobile apps or web-based invoicing systems, depending again on the nature of their operations.
Right. Thank you very much, Ndobeko. Especially, I'll come to you. I remember being part of the launch of this system at the ERS auditorium. But maybe for somebody that's hearing about it for the very first time today, why is the ERS introducing the system now?
Okay. Thank you, Natsile. So the current tax reporting environment is dependent heavily on manual reporting and self-declaration. So the ERS now is intentionally embracing digital technologies to make compliance easy, whilst also improving the service that we provide to our clients. So the e-invoicing system will capture transactions at the point of sale. So this creates a reliable and secure data transaction, and this then improves the quality of the tax information that is available to the ERS, so that we are able to make better decisions as the compliance information is readily available, and we are able to support the businesses that require our support on time. So ultimately, this initiative supports voluntary compliance, and it reduces the unnecessary administrative burden on our clients.
Sure. I'm getting that it's out with the old, in with the new. Ndobego, what does this mean for businesses? Does it change their day-to-day operations?
So not necessarily changing, but it actually benefits businesses quite greatly and in a variety of ways. Firstly, it's going to help to reduce compliance efforts for businesses because invoices are generated electronically and tax calculations will be automated. So it will help businesses to be able to make their VAT transaction reporting much more efficient. This is going to be supported by transaction data. It's going to help in reducing paperwork for businesses and also ultimately help in minimizing errors. Secondly, I think businesses will also get to experience operational efficiency with the e-invoicing platform because invoices will be moving through our accounting systems, ERP platforms, and point-of-sale systems as well. So not only is it reducing manual processing, but also it'll enable businesses to reduce the workload when it comes to reconciliation. And then lastly, I think it's also important to highlight that because the system and the work that will be done around it is all happening digitally, it's going to reduce what we typically see from a human error perspective and ultimately just improve invoice quality and consistency.
Business operations made more efficient through the use of digital systems. Specifically coming to you, what are some of the additional benefits of the system?
Okay, so digital records create reliable audit trails. So this means that businesses can be able to retrieve documents as and when they require them. It also improves payment processing because invoices are validated faster, reducing disputes and any unnecessary delays. But the other important benefit is that fiscalization makes underreporting and tax evasion much harder. So this ensures that our compliant businesses will not be unfairly disadvantaged by their competitors who are not paying their taxes. So it is important that businesses view the ERS e-invoicing system as a supporting tool and not a tool that is intended to punish them.
I learned that this tool will be implemented including in wholesale and retail shops. Ndobego, what does it mean for consumers? How will they benefit from this new system?
So consumers also will benefit significantly. Firstly, particularly because every invoice will serve as a proof of purchase, right? So it'll make it easy for the consumer when they need to maybe return an item. It'll speak to issues of warranties, complaints, and disputes. So they will be able to have this invoice that enables them in being able to deal with such things. And then also the system is going to introduce a QR code on each invoice. So consumers will be able to scan the QR code on their invoice, whether using their smartphone, and then confirm that that invoice is in fact authentic or genuine. This enables transparency between the consumer and the retailer whenever someone is making a purchase. And then lastly, I think it's also important to highlight that the proper invoice goes beyond just a consumer making a purchase. It also helps the consumer know that the taxes that they pay as they buy items, because as you know that a lot of goods have that VAT charge. So the consumer will also be able to know that the taxes that they pay are recorded and accounted for.
Right. Thank you, Ndobego. Specifically coming back to you, often on the show we speak about the tax-ease platform, how the ERS has made it easier for taxpayers, to be up to date with their tax obligations. Does this new system replace TaxEase or any other digital system that has been created by the ERS?
Okay. The e-invoicing, excuse me, the e-invoicing system does not replace any of the ERS digital platforms. Sure. So this means that TaxEase will continue to be used for taxpayer registration, filing of returns, and payments for taxes.
Sure.
So the ERS e-invoicing system simply adds the verified transaction data that will support the ERS's compliance monitoring, risk analysis, audits, and future compliance improvements such as pre-population of VAT returns.
Sure.
So to our clients, we would like to request that they continue using the existing ERS systems and wait on us to advise when we are ready to roll out the e-invoicing system, but they must continue with TaxEase, Asikuda, and all other platforms.
We'll wait on the service for more. Ndobeko, before we wrap it up, what should businesses expect over the coming months as the ERS will be rolling out the system?
Thank you, Notile. I think for us, it's just continuous engagement with our stakeholders. We will be engaging them through workshops, information sessions. Sure. We're also going to be running a campaign just to make sure that our businesses are not only adequately informed about the changes that are coming with e-invoicing, but also to enable them to prepare for this change that is coming. I think for us, we just actively encourage businesses when we do reach out to them, inviting them to engagements. They should make sure that they do come, just so that we can ensure that this is a smooth transition for our clients. We are wanting to make sure that we walk the journey with them in this change, and we will be engaging them adequately.
Thank you, Ndobeko. Sipesihle, coming to you as we close. Where can businesses and Eswatini obtain more information about this new system?
Clients that require any additional information can contact the ERS through calling us on 2406-4050 or 2406-4000. They can also send us a WhatsApp on 7606-3735. Alternatively, they can email us at info@ers.org.za, or they can go to our website on www.ers.org.za, and our teams will be ready and willing to assist clients that reach out to us. Thank you.
Spesihle, Ndobeko, thank you both for your time. That was Sipesihle Nhlabathi, Project Manager, and Ndobeko Manana, Director for Marketing and Communications at the ERS. They were both shedding light on the new system called the Eswatini Revenue e-invoicing system, or also you can call it the fiscalization system. With that, we are about to wrap up the show, but before we do that, we will have a brief conversation with economist Sanele Sibia after this.
To all the viewers of Eswatini TV in the kingdom and beyond. Eswatini TV is regulated by the Eswatini Communications Commission through the Broadcasting Code and Broadcasting Guidelines. Under these instruments, the station commits to broadcasting information and news that have been fact-checked, programs and content in respectful language with no elements of hate speech, violence or sexual activity. If you hear any unsuitable content on this channel, you have a right to voice your complaints with the station management. Should you not be satisfied with the response or action taken, you can escalate your matter to the Communications Commission at PO Box 7811 Babani. Call 2406 7000 or send an email to info@esccom.org.za. For more information, visit www.esccom.org.za.
Welcome back. In our final segment, in-house economist Sanele Sibiya joins us virtually for the latest in markets. Mr. Sibiya, good afternoon. Always a pleasure to see you. Fourth trading day for the week. What's your reading?
Thank you, Notsile. Good afternoon to you, and also good afternoon to the viewers. So what we're seeing in markets, Notsile, is, just markets are trying to pair between, those heavy AI valuation fears, and then also looking at other market fundamentals such as inflation, and then also there is the US-Iran war that is ongoing. So now that is what is actually just pushing markets. So in the US, we saw big tech stocks gaining yesterday at the news, where we saw the Fed chair of the New York Federal Reserve stating that there is a good reason to believe that inflation has peaked and eventually it was going to begin to descend. And then that actually shot markets up with the tech sector leading that surge, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average gaining 150.7 points in yesterday's trade, the Nasdaq Composite Index gaining 162 points in yesterday's trade, and then also the S&P 500 closing at 28.81 points. Then when we move on to the European markets, well, the picture is a bit contrasting in Europe, starting with the fact that what European markets are looking into is the fact that the European, industrial output indices have actually shown that European manufacturing actually slowed down over the period. And then there's the continued attacks between the US and Iran, and also we're seeing that sell-off following that rally that was being led by the tech stocks there, with London down 30.57 points, and Frankfurt is down 157 points, and Paris is down 63 points in today's trade. And then coming into the Asian region, we're seeing the Nikkei taking a hampering back on the 66,000 mark, following those renewed tensions between the US and Iran. And then also we're seeing the very same happening in Shanghai. The mainland there is down to the 3,800 mark. Now this is giving us a 6-month low, because we know that there are those issues to do with the output data that we are seeing coming out of the mainland and also in Hong Kong. So what markets are waiting for basically is just a small move in terms of what type of stimulus the government is going to put there, with Hong Kong just buying the dip with 327 points up in today's trade. Johannesburg is relatively stable, but also cautious, looking at what is happening in terms of the US-Iran war. And then we're seeing the price of Brent crude oil tethering at that $84.72 per barrel. And now we know that the South African economy is quite sensitive to that. But those beautiful news coming out with the US inflation stalling, we're seeing the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, stabilizing a bit. And then in terms of our currencies, gold is relatively down to that 4,000 mark, given that inflation report that came out of the US there. And then also in terms of Brent crude, because of that uncertainty, the price of Brent crude oil continues to an upward surge. And then in terms of the currencies, the Lilangeni is relatively weak against all major currencies today. We're trading at 16.35 against the dollar, trading at 18.75 against the euro, and trading at 9.92 against the Japanese yen. Now, that's driven by the fact that we are seeing this movement out of developing countries into more stable currencies such as the dollar and the euro. Thank you, Natsila.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Sibiya. That was economist Sanele Sibiya sharing insights on the day's trade. This has been Market View ERS Text Talk, brought to you by Eswatini TV in partnership with the Eswatini Revenue Service, the live broadcast for this week's edition. Let's meet again next time. Bye-bye.